How's it going? We're back for Falcon Mondays. Streamed some E's Origin. We're doing part 3 for Hugo's campaign. How you doing, fangirl? How's it going? Hope everyone's doing good today on this beautiful Monday, although all the days are starting to look the same. Nero Altus, how you doing? Seriously, every single day is starting to feel the same at this point. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing good. I re-uploaded the John Bentley podcast that I did with him last week. Monday is re-uploaded with the promo that he did for me, and you know, the typical intro outro stuff. So all that's good. Other than that, same. What's up, Rogue? How's it going? Nero Alta, she said, I'm good. Wondering why people don't like Apollo Justice. It just didn't feel the same to me. I'll say that's my reason. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just not my favorite, if that makes sense. But as y'all know, I took Saturday off. Sunday, I did the interview with Jeff Shine, which was cool. You know, getting to do that, and oh wait, Jeff sent me something. Oh, Jeff just sent me right. Well, Jeff sent me the bumps. I guess I'm gonna update and upload that podcast too. Anyways, I see One Eye. What's up, man? Yeah, you know, Sunday was Jeff Shine interview, and then I did the stream / interview with my friend Mauricio Herrera, aka Magneto, to showcase the update for Ultimate Double Dragon, which, by the way, interesting. One of the original creators of Double Dragon, Koji Ogata-san, who is actually working with Magneto or Mauricio and I on Ultimate Double Dragon. In case you guys didn't know, I am part of Legend of Double Dragon and Ultimate Double Dragon as well. I am in the credits of both games. Koji Ogata-san actually subbed to my channel and follows me on Twitter, which is actually interesting. It's really cool. He's a huge fan of Double Dragon. But anyway, all that out the way, y'all came here for some ease. Let me give you ease. I think we will be doing a Before Crisis stream. Actually, shout out to Spirit Shock for getting me the link for the Before Crisis. Yes, as in Final Fantasy VII Before Crisis. He got me the translated version that is fully playable. So that will be happening. And I don't remember what I did on here last. I think I have the, yes, so I have the double jump. Well, I mean, even so, it's still great that they even were able to remake that the way they did. I just gotta fit that in. Like, if that's something y'all really want to see, I'm down to do it. Is the game too loud? Fangirl, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Paige. I'm functional. I can see that. But other than that, I am okay. Yeah. Yeah, Nero, that's fine. I just I realized that for me, if I were to continue sitting and grieving, it would not be good for me. I'm the type, and I think it's because of maybe experiences I've had and how yeah, everyone does. Everyone copes in their own way. And if I had, you know, knowing how I am, if I were to just sit and think about it, it would do a number on me. Like, you know, Saturday, I gave it the entire day. Like, I sat and just allowed myself to feel it. And that's just something that I've learned over the years of just allowing things, not fighting it, you know, allowing it to be as it is. And so I allowed it. I didn't fight it. I allowed the feeling. And then, you know, after that, like, I gotta get up. I gotta keep moving, because I'm a very, and you know, like many of you guys are, I'm a very analytical person, and if I just continue to sit and mull over something, I will go down a rabbit hole that it will be damn near impossible for me to get out of. So for me to avoid that, you know, I allow myself to experience that pain all day Saturday, and then I moved on. Well, not really moved on. I got myself up and moved forward. So you do the opposite. You dwell on stuff for way too long. But it's like you said, man. Like we all cope with things differently. I've just come to understand that's just how my depression is. I used to do that too. Yeah, so I talked to my therapist. And my therapist wants me on antidepressants because and I'll explain this because I think I've had some people tell me that, like, it's just a cat. Why are you so broken up over just a cat passing? Cats pass all the time. And I'm like, it's a bit beyond that. She when she passed away, yeah, I actually got a lot of people telling me it was just dead. So when she passed away, she died a very, very horrible way. She was convulsing and she choked to death. So seeing her, holding her as she was dying and experiencing how she passed away, just holding her, because it's like looking at a child that just wanted help. Right? Hey, Zero. So from the and this is something like I want people who may be thinking of giving their pets dewormer, make sure you pay attention when you give that to your pet, or make sure your vet pays attention when they give that to them, because dewormer, depending on the age of your pet, can have absolutely terrible side effects. It can be lethal, which in the case of Stream, it was lethal. It was corrosive. It literally killed her from the inside out. Caused her to go blind, to have seizures, convulse, cry in pain, and I had to hold her because she kept coming to me looking for comfort. She thought I was her father. I'm her papa kid, her papa cat. And it was hard. Having to hold her, trying to comfort her, and just seeing how much pain she was in, and I couldn't do anything. And just seeing the life just flash from her eyes. It it was a trigger for me because, as I said, like 10 years ago, my daughter, she passed away in my arms too. So it's it triggered that memory. I have severe PTSD. And I've typically been able to cope with it through working out, meditation, but I still have nightmares. I've had nightmares for 10 years from seeing my daughter pass away. And I held her in my arms and just and now with my kitten, it was like reliving that. So, before I got doing fitness and meditation, my ways of coping with my daughter's passing was alcohol. Because my grief, alcohol and cutting myself was what I used to do. Because I couldn't deal with the pain. And having to, you know, being introduced to fitness and meditation helped. Didn't stop the nightmares, it didn't stop the pain, it helped me cope. And I've been good. But this has me struggling because I don't really know how to cope. It was so senseless how she was killed. I've had to fight every urge to go and drink any of the alcohol we have in the kitchen. I don't know how to cope. My therapist wants me to take antidepressants so I don't relapse. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. I don't know. I would, but you know, she drinks as well. So she's more of the drinker than I am. But me, I'm the type. I also have I'm also the type that what I used to do was I would take oxycodone and I would drink. And Saturday and yesterday, I really was fighting myself to not take both. And taking oxycodone and drinking alcohol can kill you. But for years, that was my coping mechanism. And I don't want to go down that road again. My pain is if CBD oils help, I'll try them. If antidepressants work, I'll try it. I don't want to go down that road again. No. I haven't grieved properly about my daughter. I don't know how to. So my daughter, the way she passed away, it was due to my first wife. My first wife, this is why I tell women that have children, please get checked for postpartum depression, because postpartum depression it's a silent killer. I was 19 and my first wife gave birth to our daughter Kaylee, and she ended up having severe postpartum. Hey NX, she had severe postpartum depression, and postpartum depression unchecked is a very dangerous thing. It changed my first wife, who was my college sweetheart. It made her resent and hate our daughter. It gave her severe depression, and there were things that she would do to our daughter that yeah, I've been sleeping. Not the only thing I've been able to do. I don't normally sleep, but I've been able to sleep. So my first wife resented our daughter, and she would do things. She would hit her, slap her if she wouldn't nurse right. She would cry, she'd yell at her, and I always told her, like, you should go get checked for postpartum depression, because I remember after she gave birth, so, before she gave birth, but I remember I can't think of the neonatal doctor or whatever, would always tell her, you need to, check for postpartum depression after you give birth. Hers hit very heavily, and after she gave birth, she didn't want to hold her, didn't want to touch her, didn't want to look at her, and we always got into arguments and fights over that. Keep in mind, we're both 19 at the time, and one day I got up and I went to go do something in the living room, and I heard her yelling, heard the baby screaming, and when I came back, she just took her and she was just shaking her. And I ran. I snatched my daughter Kaylee from her, and I am not proud of it, but I knocked the hell out of my wife for that. When I was 19, I knocked it down for it because that was my child. She did that too. And as I'm trying to calm down Kaylee, she was crying, and she just like looked at me. And after a couple seconds, she smiled, and then that was it. The life just passed from her eyes. She went limp. And I yelled at my first wife to go all 911. I tried to do CPR. And when the police came and the EMS came, they took her and took the baby. And they ended up they wouldn't let me go directly. I had to give a statement. And then when I got to the hospital and they looked at my daughter Kaylee, they said that she had global brain damage. So because of the brain damage, she was effectively dead. Her body was alive. And the mother had to give a statement to the police. And this is how fucked up the justice system is in America, right? And I don't want to play the race card, but me being black and Polynesian and my first wife being white, I was arrested. They arrested me because I had hit my first wife. And my first wife went along with her. She went along with her parents, who were very much like my current in-laws. And I was arrested. They tried to hit me with what happened to my daughter, which would have been attempted manslaughter. I got hit with terroristic threatening because I told my first wife if she ever did that to our daughter again, I'd beat the shit out of her. And they also got me for abuse of a household member. I did hit her, and I took my daughter from her. It wasn't pre-planned. It was a parental instinct to protect my child. So to give you guys a direction of how this went, I spent a year in prison, and they wouldn't give me bail because it was terroristic threatening and all that, and I was being, you know, at the time I was being charged for my daughter. That's been a year in prison, and they kept trying to give me. No, Omar, she didn't. She never did. Still hasn't. But, you know, state prosecutor kept trying to get me to admit to my daughter and all that. And I kept saying I didn't do it. You know, the polygraph thing, I took a polygraph and they were adamant that I did that to her because I had hit my ex-wife, first wife. So while I was in prison for that year, on my birthday. So this happened with my first wife and my daughter, funny enough, around the time when Stream passed away. It was April. It was the same exact day. So my birthday in October. I appreciate that, NX. And Nero, I agree with you. So my birthday in October, I was still in prison, waiting for court. And they can do that. They can hold you. Depending on the charge, they can refuse you bail, which is what they did for me. I just had to sit there. I lost my job, lost my apartment, lost a year of school. So as I'm sitting in prison, right, I was trying to get my mother came out here, and I think I've told the story before about how my father and my siblings basically didn't, my father made the decision that my siblings and he would do nothing, and I got myself into this mess because I got with a white woman, right? And I was on my own. My mother came out here, and they wouldn't let her do much, wouldn't let her see see Kaylee, wouldn't let her do much of anything. And I had heard through my, state appointed defense attorney, which they are absolutely shit. If you can afford to get a private attorney, try to, because the ones that the state, the way it works, the ones the state assigned to you, they're not really there to fight for you. They're there to prolong it so that everyone gets paid out more. So I had heard through my state appointed defense attorney that they were trying to euthanize my daughter, and that my first wife's father was acting like my as if he was me. He was trying to do power of power of attorney to euthanize, because one of the things that my first wife and her family had did was they took out a life insurance claim on my daughter. If she passed away, they could collect all that. So my 20th birthday, October, I got called to the visitation area where you see your attorney, and I was told that my daughter had passed away. And after I was told that, I was told to go back to my cell. Several months later, I can't even tell you guys how I cope with it, because I blacked out after being told that, and woke up in the hospital because I had blacked out. I broke my jaw, which is why my face is crooked. For several months I was pretty much medicated, and didn't know how to deal with it. Didn't know how to deal with it at all. You know, if you break your jaw, they have to wire your mouth shut so that, you know, which is what they did with me. And I was imagine having your mouth wired shut, you're in severe pain, you're medicated, and you're dealing with the reality your daughter's dead. You just want to cry and scream and you can't. It's so shut. So I went to court following April. And I'm grateful to my mother, because if she had not found that there is an email my ex-wife had sent to me where she apologized, and I still have that email to this day. The email she sent, and she apologized for having done that to our daughter, and for everything that I've had to go through. If my mother hadn't have presented that, I would probably be doing life in prison for something I didn't even do. That's how fucked up our justice system is. So what they tried to pin on me for my daughter was Yeah, this is why I keep receipts. Because I would be doing life in prison without parole. They were they were going to make an example out of me. And it didn't help. Like I said, that I'm black and she was white, and I'm bigger than her. No, it didn't. It actually didn't screw him over, Nero. Hey, Rogue. So they dropped that, but I still got charged with terroristic threatening and abuse of a household member because when I took my daughter, I did hit my first wife. I still have that. They dropped it from a felony to a misdemeanor, which is something I still have. It's something that does still affect me for getting jobs. Any job I've had to explain in detail this entire situation. What's up, Nick? So my first wife, she got away with her and her family collected the life insurance payout, and they were living really good. They were living really good. They collected a lot of money off my daughter passing. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They what's interesting though is I've never been to my daughter's grave. I don't even know where she's buried. I don't know where they took her body. So to touch Paige, what you were saying earlier about not having grief, I haven't because I've never been able to find her grave to know where she is. You know what's interesting is that my first wife occasionally will talk, tries to like talk to me still, but she won't tell me where exactly my daughter is buried. And she likes to play victim a lot. But she's moved on. She's also why I got kicked out of the college I was going to, because the college sided with her. They didn't give a damn what I said. This is why I hate Chaminade University, because I wasn't given due process. And what's funny is she's now married. She has 2 kids. He said, a guy. She's married. She's got 2 kids. She married a dude that's very much similar to me. Apparently, the dude hates me because of everything she said to him about me. And I'm like, no, One Eye, it's fine, man. It's fine. What's funny is I really didn't intend to go down that story, but I've never really explained in detail. This is probably the first time I've ever publicly explained my daughter passing, everything like that. Yeah, she married great value me. He's very similar to me. He's very, very similar to me, but he hates me. I thought it was funny that him and her were part of a commercial for domestic violence. And she had a whole section in her infomercial video where she talked about how terrible I was. And I'm like, yo, at no point do you mention that you killed our daughter. And that the only reason I ever hit her was because she shook our daughter to death. So no, I mean, I wish I knew where she was buried so I could make peace with it. That was a lot of shit to go through from 19 to 20. All I know is her dad currently is going through cancer. And I remember she reached out to me a couple months ago. Hey Wolfie, how's it going? Reached out to me a couple months ago asking for exactly Omar. He asked me to pray for her dad that he recovers. So yeah. I don't know how we got around to me. Well, he's got throat and lung cancer. I don't really think he's got much of a chance. And they're the super religious type because to them, my daughter passing was it was meant to happen because God didn't want. They said that God didn't want that child to live. Yeah, it was God's will. It was trippy. It was super trippy. Agreed, Nero. They are. They are. I just find it funny. I find it funny that not only did she ask me to pray for her father, but she comes to me trying to ask me for business advice, like for social media and content creation because her husband is trying to do stuff on YouTube, and she wants to understand how to use social media for her business because she's now a health coach for Beachbody. So it's funny. Well, yeah. No, I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. So, yeah. Yes, I'm dead serious. I still have copies of the conversation. I keep receipts of everything. Coming out of that. So coming out of that, like I said, I was in prison for a year. The year of my life lost. Finding out my daughter died while I was in prison. Having my jaw broken, having it wired shut. Coming out of all that and being, you know what's fucked up is after they gave me that sentence, see, after coming out of that, I had to do 6 months mandatory probation coming out of that, right? And I had to pay back child support while the baby was still physically alive. Because of the sentencing. That's why I had to do all that. And I had to do which is, I mean, in one way is good because it's how I met my current therapist. So I had to go through therapy, anger management, parenting classes, domestic abuse classes, and go through all that. And yeah. It changed me. So y'all think I'm unfiltered now and a bit wild. That drove me damn near to insanity. So coming out of that, I was hostile and angry at everyone. It's also around the time that I met Lehua around that time too. And I was just never the same. I was never the same. And it's funny. I'll say this about, you know how many men are locked up or charged with spousal abuse, and they're the ones that have been abused by their spouse? But because of how our system is, if you're a man, you're automatically guilty because the system sides with women. Believe all women, right? It is demeaning having to go through those classes where they keep telling you that you are a violent person, you're an abusive person, when you aren't. But they tell you You need to admit it. And here's the thing, you can go through all the classes, and if you don't admit it, they will use that against you. You said, hearing all that, I realize now that we got the best possible version of you. I probably would have been something else. Coming out of that, that's why I was drinking and taking oxys. I couldn't. I mean, at 20, I couldn't cope with that. Even with therapy, it took a long time. And then when I was finally getting better, then I got with my second wife and went through all that shit with her. You know, that's how I got the lacerations on my arm, as y'all can see. You know, and on my arm, on my head, on the back of my neck. You know, finding out the $2 I had with her weren't even mine. They were my best friends, and she was fucking every guy under the sun. All right, Nero, thank you for coming through. I apologize to everyone, because I did not mean to be it was not my intention to be a downer. I just honestly don't know why I talked about all this. You know what? I think what I intended to say was just don't be careless. You know, pay attention. Just, you know, but it just kind of, I guess I just need to get that out. Oh, what's up, Umair? I think of y'all as my family. It's just, it's crazy. Like, when I think back on it, and it's so funny because I've got so many people that were my friend back then that try to be cool with me now, but when I was going through the shit, they were right there slinging mud at me. I know, Rogue. You and I have talked anytime, and yeah, Stream's death has just brought out a lot of things that I have repressed. So yeah, you guys now know something, and I apparently have put this out publicly about me. I don't really care if it comes back on me, because it is what it is. So, if anyone changes their opinion of me based on that, it is what it is. No, I mean, I can do a sermon. I honestly don't know why. I honestly don't know why I even shared all that. Not that that's a bad thing. He said they have fucking, we don't want them here. No, hey, I agree with you. That's I'm just more shocked that I shared all that. Like yeah, it's just Papa Thu brought the Before Crisis. Nick, not really. You didn't really miss much. I just talked about, you know, what happened with my daughter and whatnot. I let all that out. Oh, praise Big Daddy Thulu. You know, but I'll say this. You know, a lot of streamers or creators would not want to like allow information like that out about them. And, you know, I just let it out because I'm like, yeah, you know, and that's something Paige just really gave me comfort, is realizing that my daughter and Stream are together. You know, and they both live on through me. It's kind of why, like, when I've had people say like they don't understand, like you know, to bring it back to games and movies, like a lot of people saying that they don't understand why Cloud was acting the way he was in Advent Children, and I'm like, yo, guilt can destroy you. I know that firsthand. Exactly. He didn't get the chance to deal with anything in the original game. He literally, you know, because the way they wrote it. Exactly. Guilt, it does. It obliterates you. And so, like, so I understood why he was the way he was. Hey, you want to harvest Omar's brain? Why? What do you do? See, we lost our first, but nothing like you. No, Paige, the loss of a child, regardless of how, is it's always something that no parent, I feel, should ever, you know, no parent or person in general should ever feel that level of pain, in my opinion. So you know, my heart goes out to you and your partner, and my condolences for your guys' loss. But I'm glad you guys didn't let that just, you know, wreck. You guys are off making plans to take over the world. He does look like he owns a bank. No, honestly, Paige, I do feel better. Hey, Danny. Favorite Cloud or Final Fantasy VII crossover? Final Fantasy 7 crossover. My favorite Cloud was Crisis Core Cloud, just because I was able to relate to idealistic youth, and I think seeing that Cloud I mean Crisis Core, I mean Kingdom Hearts Cloud was good too, don't get me wrong. Well, I felt that Kingdom Hearts Cloud in the first one was fitting of how he was. Like, I feel like that was kind of the basis of how he is in like a lot of the other games where he's like, I'm a merc, I do it for the money. This dude is after me. Jeez. Heck up, my guy. Jeez. That dude made me work. My God. Random, you say you liked a lot of the Ease games, but you never got into this one. This one is such a grind fest. Like, it's not even. It's not even funny how much of a grind it is. He likes you and he wants you. Omar, I do feel better. I am willing to try CBD oil if, since Spirit and One Eye say that it helps. I'd rather do that than alcohol and, And Paige, you said that your partner, he works with CBD oil too. I think if I equip it, it kills him. Okay, that didn't work. But that does. Hypothalamus and the medulla oblongata. So what's up, Chris? Yo, that was completely not a good description. I was like, that was so vague. So it was a Cthulhu on the door. Where's my money? You said, Miguela, you wouldn't believe how much CBD therapy would help you. I mean, I'm willing to try CBD oils, but I just don't know what to look for and what to get because, especially out here in Hawaii, like, everyone's trying to sell weed and stuff like that. And it's like, there's a point, like, okay, here's why I don't smoke weed is because I've only tried it twice, and both times that I have tried it, it was with someone who had laced it or had gotten laced weed, and I had a terrible effect. Oh, CBT. I thought you were saying CBD. My bad. But yeah, as to why I don't smoke weed, that's why. The last time I had tried it with someone, it was laced, and I went on a trip. Not only did I go on a trip, I was fading out. I don't know how I ended up driving. I damn near died, got in a car accident on the freeway. I'm not against people that smoke weed, you know, you do what you do. I just, yeah, 2 bad experiences for me have been enough. Some random said money is sent by the postal worker. It'll get to you eventually. Your partner works with ex-army. I don't know if I know anyone who does CBT. Do you smoke weed and take CBD due to antidepressants? Make you try to do something stupid. I've done. I think I've had an antidepressant before, and antidepressants I feel do the exact opposite of making you antidepressed. I feel like they make you go an extreme end, which is why I'm kind of like apprehensive about taking them. To ask my doctor. Random says, "Oh my God, it's a blue hair wing person. I bet she's important." They make you feel worse at first. I think mine has made me suicidal when I took them, which is why my therapist suggested that I do meditation and working out. Talking with you guys. Before you got here earlier, Danny, I shared some stuff that I technically have never shared before, publicly, about, you know, my only daughter passing and stuff like that. How do you guys feel knowing that I'm an ex-convict? You know, there's a lot of jobs try to treat me. Yeah, that adjustment period is why I've been avoiding them. I can't deal with that adjustment period. Well, like NX said, DMs are open for talking. I never suffered from the trials you've all been through, but I hope all the same. I appreciate that, Omar. I appreciate. Yeah, I tried to overdose. Until from 2 months, they told me the adjustment period was 2 weeks. Oh, bro, I was on it for a month, and that shit had me sideways. You've met more shitty people with clean records than anything else. That's why, like, the last job I was at, I was very fortunate to get it, because just having a misdemeanor, having that on my record, has always made it difficult for me to get any type of work. A lot of jobs especially like when I took the job at the hospital, they kind of treat me differently because they're like, oh, well, you've got a record. I'm like, yeah, but there's a whole situation behind it that you don't know about. You're just going at my record and looking at that thing. Yeah, but if you don't know the story, how can you judge me? Like, there's a reason why things happen, right? And I admit I was very blessed to get that job, but you know, even when I took the job a couple months ago at Target, even they gave me a hard time. So I know you would think after 7 years it'd be wiped off your record, but I guess that type of offense they don't. So no matter what I do, it's always going to be brought up if I try to go for a normal job. And it's affected me in different ways. Like, it shouldn't, but it's affected me in how much I get paid, you know, if I get promotions and stuff like that. And as I've said before, maybe I am crazy for having quit my last job that paid so well to do this, but I'm passionate about this. I absolutely love doing content creation. It's helped me work through a lot of things, and yeah, it doesn't pay as well. Yes, YouTube demonetizes me left and right, but you know, and I'm probably never gonna grow to be on the level of, you know, like other creators, but I'm happy. And with everything I've been through in life, I can't really say I've often been happy. And I'm about to be 32. There's very few moments I've ever been happy in life. My daughter being born, and stream. I would say Lehu and I got married, but with how her family, especially her mom, was trying to sabotage our wedding, and still does try to sabotage our marriage, that was kind of dampered. But yeah, very few times in life I've been happy. So I don't think any differently of you. I had a coworker who was an ex-convict, and we would kick it on our days off, sometimes along with some of our other coworkers, and we still stay in contact. I appreciate it. Fangirl says, I don't understand, if you're found innocent, why do you have a record? Random says, my conspiracy theory is it exists to ruin men's chances of getting jobs. I mean, if we really want to go down the rabbit hole of how it works, the justice system in the United States, and if anyone disagrees with me, I'm completely open to your disagreement. But from what I've seen, what I've experienced, and what I've been through, the justice system is put in place because there's profit to be made from keeping people in prison, keeping people on probation, right? You go to jail, you go to prison, you do time. They collect money from the government from you being in prison, being in jail. You get out, they put you on probation. They continue to collect money for you being on probation. So they make, it's called, what is it, a prison industrial complex? It's a whole business. It's a tycoon. You are sometimes giving impossible odds. So say you get people who get out of prison that have felonies, or In my case, have misdemeanors, and one of the requirements is within 30 days of getting out of prison, you have to get a full-time 40-hour job. You have to establish a residence. You have to do all this. The thing is, how are you supposed to do that if you have no support system coming out of prison? And if you don't adhere to it, and Lord help you if you have a caseworker that just absolutely doesn't like you. I was fortunate to have a caseworker that likes me. But what happens when you get a caseworker that hates you? The slightest thing you do, well, you're going back in. You know? It can be so simple as like you are a few minutes late and it's just you waiting outside to see the caseworker. That's how fucked this system is. And it's set up for you to fail. You're not supposed to get out of it. Once you're in, you're in. And a lot of people give up. All these classes they make you do and go through, and you know, therapy and all that is for them to continue to get paid. That's what that's for. And a lot of them get bitter if you pass it. You pass all the hoops and whatnot. Because you're not supposed to. I was very fortunate to be able to come out because the probation that they gave me was as if I was committed a felony. He's like, can you not get it taken off your record if you're found innocent? But I wasn't found innocent. I was found innocent of one of the charges they tried to throw at me, which was attempted manslaughter of my daughter. Because they knew that wasn't true. That was a false claim. But I was still guilty of terroristic threatening because I told my first wife, well, if you do that again, I'll beat your ass. That's terroristic threatening. Having hit her when I took my daughter from her, that's abuse of a household member. So I'm still guilty of that. You would think after 7 years, because most charges, if they're not violent ones, after 7 years, they get wiped from your record. But mine will forever be with mine. So, say that this YouTube thing doesn't work out, and I decide that I'm gonna go to try and get a job, you know, after December. I'm still going to have that on my record. I'm still going to get turned down by a lot of jobs. It's public record. Danny, you missed that whole thing. My first wife. Yeah, so the justice system is not it's not about justice. It's about money. The easiest way to think of it is like a bank. You put out a loan. You get a loan and they keep you in debt for the rest of your life. It's kind of like the education system. It's a long scam. You go to school, get a good education to get in debt. Why is it that to get an education to do better is to put yourself in debt that you can never get yourself out of? I don't understand that. I still have student loans from college. I think I'm now down to 80-something thousand. And I'm grateful that I was able to postpone them since, so I left my job because, man, they were taking like 800 to 1,000 every single check when I was working at the hospital. I'm just not in a position to pay them. I haven't been since September. I told them straight up, like, look, I can't afford this. He said no justice system is about justice in our world. Yeah, it's not. None of them. Nothing you can do to better your life in this world comes without debt. It's high stakes gambling no matter what you do. Yep. I hope and pray this YouTube thing takes off. I do. I know HLO said I've been growing. I gain 10 subs and I lose 15. I gain 5, I lose 20. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I make about 100 a month from YouTube, and for me to live comfortably, and for me living comfortably is just like borderline just paying the bills. I just want to be able to make 500 a month. That would take care of my internet, you know, everything else. That's what I'm pushing to do. Is and not so much as from, you know, channel memberships and Patreon. I would like that from ad revenue, but you know, I don't get those kind of views. You look at some folks like Ro or you know, Fabian, or you know, Avalanche Reviews. They make thousands a month. I don't make that. I don't make $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 a month from ad revenue. I only make 100. I wish I made that much, but I don't get those kind of views. If I made 1,000 or more, I'd be like, good God, that's great, you know, but I don't do content similar to them. And I respect what they do, but you know, I don't get those kind of numbers. And it's well, YouTube pushed out a new thing to explain, like, now there's a self-certification. So when you put up a video, you can actually put in why, you know, the content of it, is it heavy or light cursing and such, and you explain it, so they're less likely to demonetize you. It's to help the system understand, you know, stuff. But even with that, I mean, my ad revenue is only $100 a month, so I hit the threshold, and you have to hit a threshold of 100 for them to pay you out on the 23rd or 24th of every month. So I make that, and honestly, your guys' support, you know, channel memberships, Patreon donations, and stuff like that, super chats. You guys have kept me afloat the last couple months, to be honest, and I feel guilty. I feel guilty for that, you know, because I feel like I'm taking your guys' money that you worked hard for, when I should be able to do this on my own with ad revenue. How do I live? I mean, bills are paid. It's primarily savings and like Hula's job, or you know. And then what I would make just helps out. It takes the burden off of her. But I just feel guilty. I do feel that guilt. Girl, you don't stop with that guilt shit. I can't help it. I think it's just because I'm so used to like being the breadwinner. Like, The entire time Lehu and I have been together, I've always been the one who makes substantially more. And this is the first time where I'm not making more than her. Like the entire time her and I have been together, I've steadily made more and more and more than her. When I left the hospital, I was making between, capped out at like $75 an hour. And you know, she stayed pretty consistent in her pay. I mean, she got one promotion, so she's roughly at about 19-20 an hour. So it is a bit of we live very frugally since I'm no longer at the hospital. But I'm very grateful I'm not at the hospital anymore because my entire team that I worked with all caught Modelo. They all have it. So if I was still there, I would probably have it too. There's a silver lining. The fact that you keep getting demonetized no matter what pisses me off. It is. You know, it's not only that. I know a lot of people say, oh, YouTube doesn't push you. YouTube doesn't do this. YouTube didn't do that. You can't rely on YouTube to push you. You have to market yourself. And I do a lot of that. And sometimes I know it pisses people off that I'm self-promoting so much. And but you got to do something. I'm trying to bring eyes to what I do. Like, I'm shocked that my interview with the voice of Jill has gotten over 1,000 views because it's been a long time since I've had a video do that. It has been a long time. He said, I didn't know you were getting demonetized so often. I watch a lot of videos and I don't see any real reason why. I don't know. I have no idea why they demonetize me constantly. Let me see if the stream, I doubt this. Well, maybe the stream has been demonetized. Okay. Apparently the stream is not demonetized. YouTube won't push him. He doesn't make. Oh yeah, you heard about that girl who lives in a van that out of nowhere within like a week and a half, YouTube, she got like over 1 million subscribers in like a week and a half. Came out of nowhere because YouTube has been creating their own creators for their platform. Yeah, the snake lady. Yeah. Came out of nowhere. Week and a half, had 1 million subscribers, and YouTube pushed her. Yeah, completely garbage content. I mean, she's fine to look at. I'll say that much. HLS is congrats on that interview. Thank you, man. Even though she didn't push it. The girl, she did not. She acts like that interview didn't happen. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, YouTube did. YouTube and Google pushed the hell out of her channel. And the one with Nicole Tompkins was kind of interesting because I thought her and I had really good chemistry and I thought she enjoyed it. But yeah, she won't push it. She acts like that interview didn't happen. She'll push anything from Row or Residents of Evil. She'll push anything from First Aid podcast, First Aid Spray podcast, from any Resident Evil channel or pretty much how it goes. And this is something like John and I talked about offline. A lot of these voice actors and celebrities, if they see that you have a large following, they'll promote the hell out of it because they get, feedback for it too. And a lot of them that hopped on the Row podcast before mine yesterday, because it was good publicity for them. It was good PR because Row was raising money for a cause, right? Row is very good at positioning themselves. So she promoted the hell out of that group cast interview. But my interview with her, and I think what it is, and I'm gonna speak candidly because y'all know I'm a motherfucker that does that. I think for a lot of people, when I say I've got the #1 podcast in Hawaii, because there's that allure of Hawaii, and they look at my portfolio of guests, they look at it and they think, oh, this is going to blow up and I'm going to get more followers, more stuff. If you guys have noticed, a lot of these voice actors, right, and celebrities, especially the female ones, right, they stream now. They're all on Twitch, right, because they're making additional money. Or you got the ones that are on Cameo making money from it. Not knocking people in their hustle, but I feel like probably Nicole looked at it and she was like, oh, I'm going to get a lot from this. And then looked at my channel size, because you know how many hoops, and this is me just speaking frankly, you know how many hoops I had to jump through to get her on the show? Dealing with her agents, going back and forth. And the only time I interacted with her was the day I did the interview, because she wouldn't interact with me directly. And yet Jeff Shine, who I interviewed yesterday, had a 1-to-1 connection with him. Dude, 30 hoops in a day. The stuff that I couldn't talk about because her agents were like, yeah, you know, Capcom doesn't want you to say this. Can you take this part out? Can you take that out? Which is why channel members have access to the unfiltered episode. So do patrons. But there was a line where I asked about working with, you know, companies I've worked with, like Just Cause Productions and whatnot. I had to take that out because they said Capcom didn't want that in. And truth is, she didn't want that being said. So her agents asked me to take it out. But then having a candid conversation with Jeff Shine, yeah, he flaked on me twice, no showed. But he apologized to me, which I greatly appreciate that. Jeff candidly spoke. This is what I got respect for a lot of people on the East Coast that are in the industry, because they're not PC. Jeff didn't care. I've had a 1-to-1 connection with Jeff for a while now. Him and I have been talking directly. I didn't have to go through a publicist or an agent or any of this other shit. I just hit him up directly. Well, actually, he hit me up, and we just kind of went from there. But a lot of these folks, no, they give you the runaround. They like you guys know I was supposed to do the interview with the original voice of Kratos, T.C. Carson. I agree with you, random, except the Florida folks. I don't know what's wrong with folks in Florida. Some folks in Florida are chill, but not all. T.C. Carson, there isn't the voice of Kratos. I was supposed to do an interview with him. The day of, no showed. And now it's because he's got all this anxiety because of the whole Modelo situation. So he can't do my show, but he does everybody else's show. Same thing with Patrick Seitz. He does the same fucking thing. Crispin Freeman does the same thing. Yuri Lowenthal does the same thing to me. Todd Habercorn does the same thing to me. And the reality of it is, because I have a small channel to them. But in the same week in the same day that Todd Habercorn turned me down and Patrick Seitz turned me down, they went on and did an interview with Residents of Evil and History Behind the Warrior. But it's because I only have 11,000 subscribers. I'm not worth the time to a lot of these people. That's just how it is. Now, I can let that bother me. And there is a part of me that it does bother. Because I look at certain groups. I look at certain channels. Like, for instance, Residents of Evil, Avalanche Reviews, Gamer Thumb TV, History Behind the Warrior. We all started the same fucking time. The same year. I have not grown the way they have. It took till last year for me to go from 1,000 to 10,000. And from last year to now to hit 11.5. So a lot of companies just won't acknowledge me. A lot of people won't. Groups like Residents of Evil look down on me because I'm so small. And yet they come to me for connections and how to approach. But give me no shout out. Except for Tony. The only person in Residents of Evil I actually care for is Tony. I don't care for the others. Because when I had him on my podcast, the others shit on me. Because someone my size can't do certain things that they can do with their size. There's truth in that. But you don't have to shit on me to flex and say what you can do. And then turn around and fucking ask me for connections and how to reach out to these celebrities and how to do this. I don't have a team. It's just me. But that's how it is. That's the YouTube game. It doesn't matter if you're talking to your friends about something you're proud of. You mean for like Paige? You mean for like the voice actor or the people? Some folks are cool with it. Like John likes a one-to-one interaction. Like John Bentley is a very down-to-earth person. Love the guy. I have his number. Him and I, we since that interview, we've been talking back and forth. So, talk either via phone or text or whatever. Very, very down-to-earth guy. Same thing with Nick Apostolides and Ruben Langdon and Vic Mignogna and even Jeff Shine. Very down to earth people. A lot of people are not. A lot of voice actors are not. Joe Zija from Fire Emblem Three Houses, who did Claude, is not a down to earth person. He's a very egotistical guy. He didn't even want to be on my channel. Didn't even share it. Sean Chiplock was kind of down to earth until I found out, until like I did this whole show with Nick Rekieta. And I'll be honest, as much as I love Nick Rekieta, I regret going on that show because it got me a lot of unnecessary trouble because I didn't realize how, just speaking candidly on that big of a platform would even affect me. I regret it. You said I mean about not sharing going on smaller channels. Doesn't matter if you're talking. A lot of these people just don't think you're worth it. That's why they won't do it. That's why they won't bother. They don't think you're worth the time. It's not worth their time to do it. Agreed, Spirit. That's the other reason. Like that, we've had a lot of great people come from Nick's channel, but we had a lot of strange people come from it, and I've had to boot one from the group. And you know, I look back on it, it wasn't worth it. You know, it's kind of like with having Sushi on when I did the show. That was fun, and I know a lot of you, you know, enjoyed the whole babyface thing, and that's cool. But being honest, that wasn't worth the blowback having her on. And she's invited me to go on her show. I'm just not willing to do it. I'm not willing to put myself in that position. Yeah, she's very entertaining. But she's also surrounded with a lot of drama. Drama that for what I do as a career at this point, you know, I don't need. And she is chill, but when she's just been doxxed by Kiwi Farms because Kiwi Farms hates her, I don't need that kind of negativity. So I gotta give them the Rob TV treatment, and they need you to boost their numbers. Wait, what's the Rob TV treatment? I got a story about Rob TV, the FGC guy. I got some personal issues with him. That fucker flaked on me 3 times and then tried to act like I'm a nobody at E3 last year. I really can't understand why you're not bigger. It just doesn't make sense. It's okay. So the other YouTubers I mentioned, like Ro, Fabian, Avalanche Reviews, History Behind the Warriors, they haven't gone through the YouTube channel drama like with other YouTubers. I have. I've gone through it several times. And to give context to that, you know, like I've had beef with Player Essence, right? He's a big Nintendo channel. Fell out with him when his fans his fans did the death and rape threats towards Lehua because I wouldn't debate him about Smash, and that negatively impacted me. And you know, then I got into beef with John Williams, or Jay Will, who is a tech YouTuber, just because I made fun of something stupid he said. A lot of these YouTubers have very fragile fucking egos, and they can't take being roasted, especially the bigger ones. So it's like, because I'm let's put it this way, a lot of people are afraid of confrontation. I'm not one of them. Because I'm candid, that's a good and a bad thing, because it makes certain people feel attacked because I candidly speak. And a lot of people have canceled me. I've been canceled many times. So gaming YouTubers, tech YouTubers, political YouTubers. And I've changed my content over the years. I started off doing tech and unboxing, and then I had that beef with J Will, which to me was just me joking and clowning him for something stupid he said. And then you know, after that I did gaming YouTube, and then I got canceled by Player Essence, which a lot of people in our group actually rock with Player Essence, to be honest. One person has actually started YouTube about a few months ago, and because they run with Player Essence and a lot of that clique, which is the Screenwave Media clique, which is Spawn Wave and Dreamcast Guy and all these others, because they are the big, oh yeah, and Beat 'em Up Woods, because they are the big gaming YouTubers that came out from the Nintendo Switch era, from when it started. They blew up. A lot of people in our group that run with them have jumped in sub count dramatically. They've started, let's say 2 or 3 months ago, and they're almost at 1,000 subs now. And their content, not to shit on them, but it's low effort content. But they've grown. And there's 3 ways you can grow on YouTube. You either make really good content that YouTube will pick up and share to go viral, or you kiss up to, alright, random, or you kiss up to certain YouTubers and grow from that. So a lot of people do. A lot of people in our group do that with the Screenwave group. And then the bigger YouTubers will share, you know, throw yourself around and you'll grow. Or you organically grow. So I've just been growing organically ish, I guess you could say. I'm not bitter. I just, and if I come off bitter, I'm not trying to sound bitter. It's just astounding to see how YouTube really is. Content creation really is how a lot of people really are in this industry. So yeah. HLA say you never heard of them. Yeah, it's only if you're big into like the Nintendo Switch, like the Switch only crowd, you'd be more familiar with them because that's the bulk of their stuff. Omar says, remember you play from at E3? Yeah. He did. He was a dick about it. I don't fuck with him. Say we come here for you and sometimes what you're playing, right? And I think a lot of people lose sight of. That's what YouTube or content creation is about. It's not really about the game you're playing. Sometimes it is if you're doing promotional stuff for it, but YouTube is about you, the you and YouTube. It's about people getting to connect with the creator, you know, and a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't see that. But yes, being candid and speaking my mind has negatively worked against me as a creator at times. Oh, and giveaways. Giveaways is another thing too. Giveaways have brought in a lot of people watching, but they also bring in people who don't stick around. They're only there for the giveaway. They'll sub and all that, and then once you're not doing the giveaway, they don't. They like mute your channel. Anytime you upload, they just don't watch unless you're doing a giveaway. You say every content creator has a quirk. Mastering that is how people grow. No, I agree. Everyone does, and that quirk can be anything. You say it's true because I would normally never watch a game like this. I've never heard of it until I saw you playing it, but I'm learning to enjoy different things. Hey, comes with the territory. I don't feel like I've made much progress in this game so far. You said I look more relaxed now. My shoulders are down, just chilling. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot off my chest today, and I really didn't think I was going to do that. So, what are some content you guys would like to see me do that I either don't do or don't do enough of? I know it's not. Original Turtles on the NES. Oh, how hard is that? I don't recall playing. I mean, I'm not against playing. I just don't recall how it was. Like controller breaking hard. I say we need a. That's a lot of funny. Something funny. What you mean, HLO? He said more throwing at the wall. Zero said he made it to the final stage, never beat it. He's completed it. Seriously, I played that game a lot as a kid. He had to have patience. Okay, is it Battletoads, NES, and Battle Maniacs hard? See, we need a game that's funny. Something funny. Okay, so it's not Battletoads hard. Yeah, maybe some do's and don'ts videos on how to work with companies in the industry. Omar, is something you'd like to see? And girl says, I've not played that in a long time, but I thought it was good. Okay. I don't think Battle Maniacs is as nearly bad as the first game, since I actually beat it legitimately on SNES. Okay. So NES Battletoads is worse than just about any of the other games. Omar said, hell yeah, I'd watch. Okay, I mean, I can start doing. I've been thinking about doing stuff like that anyway. Blade 2 on Xbox. Oh, wait. There was a Blade. Yo, I forgot about that. Oh, Brutal Legend. Yeah, random. I've barely done much, which is crazy because the last couple of streams I've done a whole lot. Oh, the Riddick game? Said Brutal Legend, please. I don't have it. I'd probably have to go and get it. You say you Nero Desi talking about this damn rabbit hole and church reunion of Final Fantasy VII seems like a gold mine. But yeah, we were gonna do a conversation about it on Thursday, but I've been thinking, like, should we do a stream of it? He says, so maybe off topic, but what did you think of the latest Ys game? 9? I have honestly I've seen the ending, some bits of it, but I kind of want to keep that as a surprise because I want to go into it fresh. Ys Lacrimosa Donna I absolutely loved. I'm ready for Ys 9 to be localized, which I believe it will be out this year. But yeah, it looks good from what I've seen of the gameplay. God damn, Hugo is savage. Right? God damn, Hugo, chill. Fucking savage. For real, he flips out way too much. Hey, random, are you in the US or are you in the UK? All right, Danny. Oh, you in the East Coast. How's your day been, man? What you been up to? Welcome back, Danny. Went to work, came home, and video gaming a little while, listened to the stream. Nothing on my end. What kind of work do you do? I just had to look online to figure out some BS for Kingdom Hearts 2. What you doing on, what part are you at on Kingdom Hearts 2? I remember when I got here with Unica, I was struggling. And I'm like breezing through this with Hugo. So I beat this game at level 50 with Unica. You said, I work at a data center. Oh, so you do IT. I used to do IT. IT is one of the most thankless jobs you can do. Hey, it's great, but God, it's so thankless. So I tried Room Factory 4 a little and switch out Curiosity. I think Miguela might like it. I do think she would. I agree. I think she would like that and the Altair games, which I think she owns them. I don't think she's played it yet. I'm near Thievery's End, but I'm trying to level up the special forms in the game, only to find out that I've been at it wrong for 40. Oh, damn. So I've heard that they're making Room Factory 5. I've heard that too. I do agree. I do think she would enjoy that series. It's actually like the forums from 2 and the 3rd game got so much wrong in combat. How do you guys feel about the DLC for 3? Like, you gotta buy a Remind just to get like the true ending. He said 4 effing days wasted running around the goddamn game. Yo, I feel your pain, Danny. Random, you say you refuse to buy it. I just think it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I get it if you look at it in the sense of like a final mix, it makes sense. But even still, like, HLO said, I always hate those buy the true ending DLC bull. It is. It's complete bullshit. Especially with how they end Kingdom Hearts 3. And like, I haven't bought it. I just read the end. I watched the ending and I'm like, this is how you got. So, you know, not to swerve everyone, but yes, there are more Kingdom Hearts games that will be coming out. But the fact of how they did it is like, yeah, you're not getting the ending you wanted. We're just gonna make it so that it's on a huge cliffhanger so that we can make sure that you will go and buy the next game that comes out. Well, I'll tell my friend about this tomorrow. He's gonna call me a fool. Damn. He said the dungeon parts feel like classic Zelda and Final Fantasy. Oh, for Room Factory? Yeah, I could definitely see her getting into that. We just talking about Kingdom Hearts and the BS DLC true ending are. Mass Effect 3, even if the ending was still bad, at least did it right. Damn. I need to beat Mass Effect Andromeda. I know a lot of people hate Andromeda. Hey, dang. That fella's coming out of the hospital this week, and Zach can rebuy Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 last year and haven't even touched it yet. Mine is still in the plastic. I haven't even opened mine. All right, HLO. He said, Mass Effect Andromeda has its good moments, but so many bad things are between the few good. He said, yeah, I've got Kingdom Hearts and haven't been on it. Got a long way to go before I get to that one. I've been thinking about streaming the Kingdom Hearts games, but I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in that. Titanfall 2. I love Titanfall 2. The best man for my wedding and we used to play Titanfall all the time. Original and 2, we were hooked on that. Top ranked in Hawaii too. I think Titanfall 2 was a game that was unjustly killed off. Then when you think about it, Apex Legends was birthed from it. And people are obsessed with Apex Legends. I don't get it though. For me, like, I'd rather play Titanfall 2 than play not Kingdom Hearts, Apex Legends. Yeah, because I've got all the Kingdom Hearts games on PS4, and I could easily just stream them. Just do it. Yeah, I could do it. It'd help you out playing yours. I could put it back in rotation. If that's something you guys would like to see, I could do it. Oh, this boss. Rick. I've only seen John Wick 1. I haven't seen the sequels. Oh my god, this boss was a nightmare with Unica. My god, this boss is still a nightmare. God damn it. Yeah, I'm not gonna survive this one. Yeah. The fucker just got his. Oh my. Oh my god. That is some bullshit. He got his full fucking health back. Oh. I think that's the one thing I really dislike about Origins. It's like you're fine until you run into a fucking wall. So I need a flamethrower, right? You mean to tell me just strengthening my goddamn wand helped that much? Okay. Okay, this is some utter bullshit. Are you serious, my guy? Yo, this is bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Bruh, this is utter bullshit. You... Okay, the goddamn stun lock is some bullshit. What the fuck? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, that was some BS. That was some BS. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys this because I'm curious to know. Do y'all want me to do Trails in the Sky? For the next stream, I mean. Trails in the Sky. There's an updated demo for Ultimate Double Dragon that I was playing yesterday. There's a even further updated one he just released with a lot of enhancements. You want me to play that, or you want me to effectively beat this game tonight? Because I believe this is the last level. True. Okay, so for those of you who will still be awake, what would y'all like to see? I mean, I technically won't be done with the game because I got to do a third playthrough with the third. I'll be done with Hugo's story. I play it again tonight, and then I'll play through the true story with Powell. The owner of Castle defaulted on their eyes. Wow. And he was there to collect. I'm just curious, what would you guys like to see? You're always down for some more Double Dragon. Yeah, because there's a lot of new things that he added into it. So I'm down to try that out if y'all want to see that. Or I can finish this next week, Monday. Or we could do Trails in the Sky. I just want to know, what do y'all want to see? You say you. So random votes that I finish this up. Ultra. Well, on stream, no. I'm not even close to beating Final Fantasy 7 on stream. So we got 2 voting for finishing this game. Well, Danny, so what I'm trying to do is I'm playing all the Trails games. So from In the Sky leading into Cold Steel. I'm just making very slow progress with Trails of yeah, I'm making very slow progress with that. We got 1 for In the Sky, 2 for finishing up this game, 1 for Double Dragon. Zero, what's your vote? We got 1 vote for Double Dragon, 1 for Trails in the Sky, 2 votes for finishing Hugo's campaign tonight. Hey, Paige, you still get the vote? So Paige votes for this. Okay, so 3 for finishing up this game. Because once I beat this and then I start moving on to the other Ease games, they're gonna go a lot quicker. Ease 1, I feel like I can beat in 1 stream because it's relatively short. Yeah, this game is so far winning out. So that being said, we'll wait for your vote, Zero, and then you see, I'm just thinking, get this one finished, then move on to others. No, I agree with that logic. I just didn't know if you guys wanted to see the new stuff in Ultimate Double Dragon since he just put out the update. But if you guys want to see this one finished, well, not so much as finished, but Hugo's campaign finished, and I still got to play through it a third time with Toll, and Toll is OP, so Toll's playthrough will probably be hell of a lot quicker. So Cyberpunk 2020 just put out. Interesting. So anyway, let me know what y'all want to do. We can take it to Discord again, random if you want. Options there if you want to join our Discord. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button on your way out. Share it with someone you think might enjoy coming through on the stream with us. If you enjoy the content, the streams, the podcast, and everything we do here, if you want to support what we do, we got channel memberships, Patreon, super chats, donations, all that. Completely optional. You don't have to, but whatever you invest into the channel, I reinvest. Invest into me, I reinvest into the channel. So, with that being said, HLS says, been an amazing stream, Miguela. It's been really great to see you back up. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, I appreciate it. And have a good night, Paige. You too, Danny. And I appreciate you guys hearing me out. And, you know, even with my story that I share with you guys, I'm glad that you guys aren't changing how you view me. I've never publicly spoken about all of that, but felt good getting it off my chest. So, that being said, I'll catch y'all on the next one. And be easy, stay safe, and have a good one. Okay, sorry, I have myself muted. Jeff Shine just sent me the promo for the episode we did. Do you guys want to hear it before I go? I can play it for you. Play it optional. Only if y'all want to hear it. Okay. Let me turn off the stream music. I hope Drew is still here. I think Drew would like to hear it. All right. Download it. Oops.
Hey, this is Jeff Shine.
Hold on. Let me turn it up so y'all can hear it. Y'all ready? Here you go.
Hey, this is Jeff Shine. You may know me as the voice of Carlos Oliveira in Resident Evil 3 or as Captain America in the upcoming Marvel's Avengers. And you're listening to Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Casanova Podcast. And listen, don't worry, guys. I'm not going to go and leave you fans in a cold, cruel, Carlos-less world.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, that was cool. Anyways. So that being said, thank y'all for watching. I'm out. I catch y'all on the next one.